Today, I think I will bring you this set of ideas that I share with my group recently. And I'm sure that by understanding this, you don't need to write any notes. You don't need to jot down anything. Just be with me, and I will try my super best to take you to the sensation, feeling, commitment, and confidence that we have and we share together in Amway Business. And before I get to that, let me say thank you to one of the greatest Amway organization, TQM here. And the Total Quality Group here is also been in the Amway business for a long time. And I have to say thank you and appreciate to all your leaders as well as your top leader, FC Celia Wong. So let me share with you my presentation, or do you already have my presentation? Okay, it's right there. Before I get to the presentation, let me say a little bit here that this morning, Nucci has already shared with you all, especially for new people in the Amway business, to understand, to see how Amway has been changing over the years. And now here we are in 2022, with mostly everything is being done online, no matter where you are, including this event. I will today talk only 7 slides. That's good. 7 slides. And the rest are going to be pictures. And I think that for all the leaders, always coming back to the fundamental of why we build Amway business is the key success factor that drive us to go out and build our dreams every day. And many times, some of the leaders decided to build a business, and over years or even a couple of months, they will need to fill in some motivation again, right? That is very important. But today, what I want to share and point with you is the whole journey of Amway business. In fact, starting from inside you, inside yourself. And this is something I want to share with you, which is the reason why we build Amway business. So let's see, what are we looking for in the Amway business? I think that many of us here, I will start with the first group of people. And let's see how many of us belong to each category of how we choose to build this business. The first group of people, and I think that majority of the new people back in the old days, they start Amway business with this particular reason, which is to have some more income and to make more money, things like this. How many of you here that come into Amway business because of this reason, right? So if you are here for making income, you will definitely get what you want. So I will pass this first category because I'm pretty sure that all of us have seen your own motivation, right? And especially in the beginning, we don't know much about the business, and we start together with this idea of making money, and that is the first start. But some people, they don't only have only this reason. The reason elevate more strongly to the second category, which is starting a business. So for me, maybe can you guess that what was my original reason compared between these two when I come to the Amway business? For me, my first category is going to be starting the business. When I want to build a business back 17 years ago, there were so many choices. And back then, I think it was the year 2002, 2003, 2004, during that time, so many opportunities already back then to start, your own business. Amway was one of them. I decided to come to take a look just because of this reason. I want my own business. Okay, so how many of you here that see the potential of Amway business, not just making some income, but to start a business? This is more strong and also more self-energized reason, because people who come for their own business, they don't come with a different, like the mindset of people who just looking for making money, right? The third category are those people who already get a glimpse of Amway business. I don't know how, but somehow they know that this is not just a business, but is a big business. It's technically not just a business that you sell stuff, buy stuff, and resell stuff. Not like that, but it's more complete as a business model. So this is my second week of the business. When I started Amway business, I came for just the second reason, right? The starting business. But after 2 weeks, after going to the meetings, watch many videos, then I know and I realize that, oh, this is not just a business. It is a big business. So by showing you this process, you will see that our understanding about the business as a leader need to elevate as you go along in the business. It doesn't matter what reason you choose to start your business, but the reason that you commit to it will be a key reason why you succeed in this business and how soon you will get what you want. That is how strong the commitment is, and the potential of the business even go far further than just owning a big business. I think by the first month, I already see the potential of the business up to the fourth category, which is running a global business. It's not just a business. It's not just a big business, but this business is in fact a global business without you ever know about it, right? When you sign up in Malaysia or elsewhere around the world, we just know nothing much about the potentiality. And it is not a job of top leader to find out this truth about the business. It's everybody's job, no matter how big your business is or how new you are, as long as you know this potential, you will put in the effort in proportion to the potentiality of the business that you yourself see in Amway business. And the last thing, I think this is the main idea of what we are going to be talking about today, which is the last career to make a living. I think this fifth category of people are not, I don't think there are many, especially in the beginning. But eventually, those people who understand that the potential of this Amway business can be your last thing that you are going to do in your life. How many of you here, as a leader or even new people, already get this idea that if everything, all the guest speakers, all your uplines, and whatever research that you have done by yourself about the business can bring you to this conviction and conclusion that this opportunity that you are listening to today in your Sunday afternoon is in fact your last career that you are going to do in your life. I think by the first month or two, I have this kind of epiphany and understand that, oh my God, Amway is not just a business. It's not just ways to make passive income. It's more than just a global business. It's a total package business. And it is already, I don't know what is the word for that, but I would choose economic crisis proof kind of business. And this thing reward all your effort big time. And it can be considered as the last thing you can do in your life in terms of making a living. I want to dive into this idea by showing you 7 slides, all small graphics, very easy to understand, but you have to take everything out of your mind and be still and think in a way that is so natural for a person. Don't think as an Amway person now, just think as a human being and think about this, and then you will understand what I try to share with you all today. I'll start with this small circle and I put in there the word fun. And I think you can see it very clearly on your screen. Let me start it this way. When you build your life, you have to think back to when you were a kid. We all were children before. And you remember that everything that we do in our life, we only determine and measure it by the degree of how much fun we have. Back then, you don't care at all about money because you don't know what it is for, right? When you were young, when your friends and your brothers or sister or siblings asking you to go out to play with, you don't think of anything outside of in terms of fun. You know what I mean, right? You just think, is it going to be fun? If it's not fun, you don't do it. And you keep doing things because it is fun. And we all started life this way until we have more education, until we are growing up, right? And then we learn more about life. And when we enter college or finish college, we start to think about another thing in life, which is money. And this is the second thing that comes into our life. We understand now that in order to build a successful human life, we cannot just think about, is it fun? It also have to be in terms of, is it going to worth it or not? It is going to be worthwhile of your effort. Then money comes in when we get a little bit older. I say probably when you are 20s, in your early 20s. If some of you are in your early 20s, I think you are in a front row seat to understand what I'm talking about, because you just came out of the paradigm of fun. Now you are entering into the paradigm of money, right? And many times in life, we are forced to pick one out of these two. It's kind of like a dilemma that we have to pick money over fun or fun over money. But today, I'm one of the examples of those kids who chose Amway business 17 years ago when I was 21. Now I'm 40. Can you believe it? Technically not 40. I'm still 39 for another few months. But eventually I will follow Nuchi. She's like, I think my wife is 42 this year. I'm turning 40. So those of you who met, we met together back in Malaysia 10 years ago. Back then I was 30 when I was in Malaysia. But before that, I just, like you guys who are still in the early 20s, I was thinking a lot about having fun in my life. And then suddenly I have to become an adult. And then I have to think about how to make money, right? And how can I keep being fun while making money? Now I'm telling you as an example, one of the examples, that no, it's not true. Life is not a dilemma. You can choose both. Because Amway, in fact, is fun when you know how to do it, when you understand how it works, when you understand how the key success factors in Amway play together in, the way we build Amway business. After you know all that secrets, which is not technically a secret, but it's just something that you have to put an effort in learning and put an effort in building the business. I would say half a year of serious building the business, or even a year, you will know all the key success factors that are involved in building a successful Amway business. Then you can have fun. But let me continue. Because of these two factors, fun and money, right? Many of us, many of our friends and the people that we know in our life, they have to choose one, right? So they forget about having fun in their life and they focus so seriously looking and trying to, sacrifice their life in making money. But people in Amway, so luckily that I joined the business when I was 21, right? I get to learn new things in life together while building Amway business. So these two things I want to share with you because many people are still trapped in one word, money. But smart people, of course, I wouldn't say smart. I think, I don't know, maybe that is the easy word to be used for now. But maybe around 25 or 28 or 30, people will start to understand that not just money that we need, we have to see it clearer. What we are talking about money, we can make it into two aspects. The first aspect is not just income, but continuing income. Whoever get to this side of the equation and see life clearly, that is not just about money. You have to be specific. You have to understand you don't just need money. You need continuing income, residual income, passive income, whatever the word. But the idea is the income must come after you build a business or you given the effort. And this thing can be true because there's another aspect of it, because continuing income will give you the potential to have time freedom. And it goes together in Amway. When I was starting the business, I didn't think much about time freedom because first, I don't even care much about time freedom. I just want to put all my time building the business, right? But of course, I understand that in the future, when we get older, we will have to pay more attention to time because we're going to be having kids. In case for those who have kids, you're going to be spending time with your aging parents. And of course, you will need that time freedom. And the last thing is you will definitely get to observe that many of people who are living and building life, especially in their 30s and 40s, they do not have time freedom. And that's why we chose Amway Business. This has to be clearly anticipated right from the beginning. As a leader, if you see that the reason why you're building Amway Business, not just to make an income, not just to build a business, not just to run global business, but this is going to be the last thing you're going to be putting your effort to, then you have to understand that, okay, this is what you are sacrificing your time and energy in exchange for this two aspects of economic freedom. Then this thing came along, health. I believe that when we were like 20s, we didn't pay much attention about health, especially 20, 30, 40 years ago. But so also very fortunate for people in the new generation. I think kids now at the age of 17 starting working out, going to the gym. And I see that a lot of younger people pay attention, more attention, way more attention to health at a very young age. So I believe that our imagination or stereotype of old people that we used to have, for example, my generation, when I thought of people at the age of 60 years, I definitely think of people with wrinkles and old people, right? But you will see, especially in Amway Business around the world, many legendary leaders, both in Malaysia and outside of Malaysia, they are already 60 years old or over, but they don't look like normal people with the same age of 60 years old. So this is a very important point because I don't personally pay much attention to health when I was young. But because of this business, it gives us all the knowledge. Knowledge will come first in Amway, but realization that health is important is quite personal. But still, those people in Amway realize sooner than a lot of people outside of the business when it comes to health. So these three circles will be a very important foundation for a very good life. Okay, so now we have this three circle. Let me repeat it with you. Continuing income, health, and time freedom. Amway Business allow us to have this three and support us to have this three. And by the business model of Amway and the product in the business and the long-term strategy of Amway Business as a whole drive towards these three dimensions of life already. But it also depends on you as a person as well to take this as your own value that you want to drive this business because of these three reasons. Because this three circle will give us something that, for me, I didn't expect it. I thought this is all we need. But after I became Diamond when I was 25, 26 years old, and then 28, I became Executive Diamond and 31 Double Diamond. Things started to show. And this is a kind of another manifestation from the result that we earn from Amway Business. You have passive income already, you are in strong health, you have time freedom. And this three things will bring you something very important. I just want to call it now peace of mind. I think it's a common term that we use, but it's not just peace, because peace, if it's outside, there's nothing to do with us. But peace that comes from inside, it's very important. And do you agree with me that peace of mind, true peace of mind, only come from these three things, right? You will need these three things in order to support peace of mind to happen to you. And once we have this peace of mind, a lot of miracles in life will happen. And I just want to share with you, this is my last slide already. That's it for the slide. The rest are pictures, which are going to be easy to consume. So I'll start this with people. Okay, you will see that peace of mind will give us the ability to go back to connect with important people, loving people in your life. In Amway business, we have a lot of those people. Your own downlines, your uplines, your sidelines as you build a business with, and a lot of people that you have met through Amway business, including customers. And sometimes you will, especially new people who are starting this business now, you will probably have more closer relationships or meaningful relationships with the people whom you will meet in Amway business, even more than those people that you have before starting Amway business. Because that happens to me. I thought my best friends and closest friends are going to be those gangs that, were my friends back in high school or college. But turns out there are people in Amway business that are mostly spending time together. And this is only the first aspect when success in this business can bring to you. Then come to the left side, body. I think that the conscious, careful living with life and maintaining a good health to your own body will become more automatic. I think this is very, very important if you think about it. How many business out there or jobs out there that support a person to pay more attention to their body, their own body? And this is another aspect that I want to share with you, that besides other people, you yourself are going to be back in connection with your own, and you will be able to live a very, very healthy life and also peaceful life. The third circles are things that I call skills in general, because there are things that you wanted to do, especially those who build the Amway business when they are, teenagers, like 19, 20, 21. I myself gave up a lot of things in teenagers' life, especially the fun part and the things that I wanted to do outside of Amway. So because we put our priority that do Amway's business successfully first, then we do the rest later. And it's true. All the sacrifice that every leaders have sacrificed personally, they will be able to redeem them all back once they become successful in Amway business. And that doesn't have to be Crown Ambassador. That doesn't have to be Executive Diamond. You can start doing that nowadays. I think probably from Founders Emerald, you still have time and also build a business to Diamond, and still you can spend time doing things that you want to do. And I think that those people in Amway definitely love learning. I myself love learning. There are things that I'm so curious about besides Amway business. And by having that success and sustainability from the business, we have the peace of mind to go around and learn things that we want to learn in life. And I think that is the most beautiful thing that I personally love in the Amway business, because we have time and you have all the energy. But can you believe this? A lot of people have a lot of money, so rich. I think there's a lot of rich people nowadays around the world. But if they don't have peace of mind, they're never going to take care of their own body. If they don't have peace of mind, they will never even go back to look at their dreams and skills that they want to learn in this life, that they have time and the money to do. A lot of people spend more time protecting their business. They spend more time building more business. That's not wrong, But you can also do both. Always remember, life is not a dilemma. You can always choose a lot of things. But when it comes to priority, the first 10 years in Amway business, I did not think about Amway. But after that 10 years, I have done so many things besides Amway business. So that is the third circle, skills. The fourth one is nature. And I think this is something very important as well, because it's all deep ingrained in all of us. We have that deep, sense of urge to go back to nature, to feel the nature, to be with nature like the way we did when we were kids. And that's natural in human. And by being able to go back and having this time and appreciation with things around us, nature, what I mean by nature, I'm not talking about just mountains, waterfalls. I'm talking about everything outside of us that is, on earth. It could be your cats, it could be your dogs, it could be anything that gives joy back to our calling inside. That is true success for me. And I would never be able to get to understand this if it weren't for Amway business. If I've done some other thing, probably I'll be successful, but that doesn't mean that I will be having peace of mind. Because a lot of business success needs new success. And then new success needs continuing success because you're always in competition. But in Amway business is your own rules. And that's what I love about this business. Okay? So the fifth circle is going to be the mind. In this business, we spend a lot of time, a lot of effort on mind developing. When we talk about leadership, 领导人, they said in Chinese language, I love the word. It sounds very good, right? 领导人, or sometimes in Thai language, we call dragon in translation. Dragon is the dragon, right? So we are talking about people who make decision on do something with their truthfulness and honesty and commitment. We call them dragon. When we talk about that kind of dimension in a personality of a person who built any kind of business or any role of leadership, we are talking about the mind. And we have this kind of training all the time. And I think it's going to be much more fun when you have more time to spend with your own mind and understand your own self. And by doing that, you will understand others even more than just trying to understand others without trying to understand how your own mind works. So I think this is the fifth aspect that I want to share with you all, that, don't let what is that word? The surface of the Amway business hide the bigger truth inside this business. Because at the surface, Amway has nothing. We have no storefront, right? So when you think about Amway, we have no office, we have no employees. We don't have anything to show off to other people compared with the traditional business to say that we are a big business. But because of that, that's why that make Amway so free. Because you cannot find anything that signify how big Amway is. Only when you come inside and then you know. And this is kind of a very important aspect of the business. And Amway, peace of mind, will give you the ability to get to this dimension of life as well. And the last thing, I come back to the first circle, which is fun. Another word I use for this is joy. The fun of living, the fun of building the business, the fun of meeting new people, the joy of living life, the fun and joy of traveling together with Amway. This is the first 3 years of my life, or 2, I don't know, that I haven't been outside of Thailand since Amway business. I've been in this business since 21, right? And the first trip that I joined Amway is the ALS. That was like when I was Emerald. 2007. That was my first trip, my first Amway trip after 3 years of building the business. And from that time on until now, 15 years passed since my first trip with Amway. I think me and Nucci been to 80 countries or more. 80, 80. I think that's a lot because I didn't count. But only a few years back, I started to count back how many countries that we've been with Amway. 80 countries. That's a lot. That's insane. And I think I get to 70 countries even before I turn 35. And this is a beautiful thing in the Amway business. Can you see? And that's why we call this fun and joy, because you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. Especially only this year alone, because after COVID-19, right, we have many trips piled up. So this year my first trip is going to be diamond trip in Alberta, Canada, the Lake Louise. And then the second trip is going to be Alaska cruise in Alaska. And then the third trip is going to be in October. It's an EDC trip to Santorini, Greece. And then the fourth trip of this year is going to be another ALS, which is Hawaii. Can you believe this? And then New Year, you have more trips again. So I just want to share with you that this is the end product of what you are doing now. So my present is definitely your future. And in fact, many leaders right now in your group are already enjoying this kind of feeling and sensation that Amway allow us to feel together. And I think this is all that I want to share. Is that good? So the rest, I will show you some of the pictures that I think that will illustrate what I mean. The first one is my long time passion since I was young. I love painting. And I thought I painted very good until one day, one of the teachers in my elementary questioned me because I was painting something, and she asked me to edit or add something, or somehow I end up feeling that probably I'm not a good artist. Does this kind of thing ever happen to you? When you were young, you have no sense of what is good and what is bad. You be yourself. You express yourself all out. And then the world is starting to tell you what to do, what is right, what's supposed to be done. This shouldn't be done this way. This should have been done that way. And then you become limited, right? I have that feeling deep inside, very strongly. And I just want to give it a chance to come back. But now I don't need a job as a painter. I just paint. And it doesn't even have to care about professional painting or amateur painting. Painting is painting. You don't care. You just paint because you are not making a living out of it, right? But in fact, you live your life and you can paint. You don't have to make a living out of it. So this is one of the passion that I want to share with you, that I got a chance to go back and spend time with. One painting, normally I do for 3 or 4 hours, grab a cup of wine or beer, turn on some music and enjoy. And I think this kind of feeling in the zone is something that is very, very productive, and is also an energy bank. You get all the energy back for your life by doing things that you love. And that is one of the first thing I want to share with you. These are my art paintings, and I still keep pen. I think I have more than 40 of this now. So I will keep continue. This one I painted, and one time I walk out to the toilet at night, and I walk past this painting of my own in my own house. And I look at it, and it kind of got scary. So I stopped painting something like this. It's just something that I try. So this part is the painting part. And there are another music dimension that also reside in everybody. And I believe that all of us share that kind of love for music. For me, piano is my number one instrument that I love. I've been listening to it. Even when I build Amway business, the best thing I can get close to piano is listening to piano pieces. And I love listening to it. And I would love to do it one day, I told myself. And I think after EDC, I started taking my first professional piano class from professional pianists back in the US, in California, when I was there. But still, I still keep playing, not like professional, but it's part of life to enjoy, but it's a lifelong thing that I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life with my time and the freedom. And that is another part. And I believe that by seeing all these things, it will resonate within yourself, within you, that all these things are very common. Some of you might be a little bit different, but you get the point. And some, for those people who love music, there are things that people hate, music theory. But for me, I don't know why. I love it. I love to listen to the music as well as to understand how music works. And I think that is also another joy of learning and skills in life that we can do together. And nowadays, I still do Amway, but not as crazily like before, but still do the business actively and building my goals. I still have dreams and goals that I want to accomplish in Amway business, and I keep continue doing that. But now it is different than before because you get to do a little bit of everything of life that you like. And I think that is what something the leaders has to put in your mind so that you can focus and put your priority straight. It doesn't take 10 years to build successful Amway business. 3 years, you can get to diamond. 4 years, you can also get to diamond, up to you. But that's not long. 4 years of total focus without zero distraction. That's the key. And then the rest of your life, you can do whatever that you want. Cooking. How many of you love cooking? I love cooking. I love cooking so much. And this is something that I love, cooking different cuisines and eat them with your wife and your family. I think this is something that you like. You'll be able to enjoy it because when you do Amway business, I remember I never cooked. Even living in Thailand, there's no reason for you to cook because eating out is more easy and more delicious and in fact more convenient and more cheaper than cooking by yourself. Cooking by yourself is kind of a luxury now because you need time. But staying at home for the past 2 years probably enable you to be able to be a very good chef at home. But I want to share with you that if this is your passion and things like this is going to be something that you enjoy, then having peace of mind is very important. These are food that I make, okay? It doesn't, it looks like food from restaurant, right? But this dish, I made it myself. And all the dish that you see here. But isn't it fun being to imitate, professional cooking, but you do it at home with all the decoration. And I want to share that part with you. This is when I want to learn how to prepare food and raw materials. When you cook food, you need to learn how to cut professionally. My Nushi and I learn how to cut, how to peel onions, things like this from a Michelin chef. Well, it doesn't have to be Michelin chef, but it happens to be him. So anyway, if you guys know Anthony Bourdain, he passed away, but he was one of the successful food commentator on CNN, the news channel. This is his friend who bring Anthony Bourdain into the business. He's the one who now teaching people how to prepare food in Orange County. Beer, I love beer. And of course, when you love beer to a certain level, you will want to make your own beer. The beer that you think that everybody will love, but you don't care because you just care that you like it or not, right? So I made a lot of good beers. So maybe in the future, I don't know, we will have a chance, okay, to share this good beer together. And some other things in life that I was so curious and have this kind of conviction that there was time that ceramic or this kind of work is a mandatory. Everybody know how to do their own ceramics back in the old day in ancient times. But people in the modern technology, we don't have to do this. In modern economy, we just buy things that we need. We don't have to make things that we need. Being able to do this kind of thing is one of the main goals that I want to become successful in life. If I can find, but I cannot find it now, but I want to show you, when you build Amway business, your upline will tell you to write your dream list. You remember? I have in fact, I have the longest dream list in the meeting that the upline held it, in the beginning when we built the business. And I remember ceramics, making ceramic was also in my dream list as well. And you can see that it's so true as long as you're very honest to yourself. And learning how to ride horses, and it is fun. But for me, I try it. I know now how it works, but I didn't continue. Only Nuchi love how to ride horses and learn, and she still do it. She still do that sometime when she get a chance. So many things in life that you want to learn. And another thing is this: I love airplanes since I was very young, and I grow up with my best buddy back in college. Oh no, in high school. We all love planes as well. But right now, this friend of mine, he has a PhD, worked for Boeing, but now he's changed his job and worked for some other big companies, but not in aviation. But I still remember our dreams to do something with an airplane together. So I want to share this insight with you. Many people love airplanes, right? A lot of young kids, but many of them grow up to become a pilot. Many of them become flight engineer. Some of them design airplanes. Some of them fly the airplanes, right? So I just want to share with you what you love is very important, okay? But you don't have to become a pilot, and you don't have to fix the airplanes when it's broken down. You can enjoy life in the way that you want. I love airplanes in the sense of freedom to fly. And I didn't know that I would have this chance so quickly in my life to be able to learn how to fly the plane. But later on, this is a video of me flying the plane. And later on, my wife talked me out of it and told me that why do I have to add another unnecessary risk in my life? And I agree with her. So I also dropped this part of learning. There are also other things like listening to music, enjoying concerts, and I think that many of you here, young people especially, love this kind of activities. And this one is Taylor Swift. I think many of young people know her, right? And this one was Michael Bublé and Andrea Bocelli and so many great performance artists out there that waiting for us that are living in the same world, in the same time frame to enjoy. Because you remember I don't know if you remember Luciano Pavarotti. I never heard of him, but I know one thing that I heard from Rich DeVos, that his favorite singer or musician is Luciano Pavarotti. Both of Rich DeVos and Pavarotti passed away, but I never got a chance to listen to Pavarotti, only on YouTube. And then I told myself, only if I was born earlier, I will have to get my chance to listening to live concert by Pavarotti. So this is something that I want to tell you. There are so many great performers out there. You have this choice to be able to enjoy them all in real life through freedom and peace of mind through this business. So I will continue. This is, girl's dream. Adam Levine, right? For me, I'm not into him that much. I just went along with Nucci. But this is also part of Amway business. This one, I think we all together were there in Dubai, and Amway have this special private concert with Katy Perry, Celine Dion, and Lady Gaga. Can you believe that? Nobody else, just Amway people. And we cannot just do this in Malaysia or Thailand. We do it all together with all the Western Pacific of Amway business builders. We do it all together in Dubai. And a lot of other things like, but this is not my dream, but it was Nushi's dream to do the countdown, the New Year's Eve countdown in New York. And this is something that you like, be my guest. Amway is going to be there for you. And there are things that my wife loves. She's very physical. She loves physical activities. And she wants to be professional fitness trainer. So she did that. And she went to school for that. I even have a chance to drive her to school and drop her to, to the school, and then come back. And when she has the examination, I was there with her practicing her final examination before she get the certification. And at the end of the certification program, the teacher, the instructor asked her to write a kind of resume, because everybody will need a job, right? Which she told the instructor that she don't know what to write because she has no plan to make a living from this certificate. She just came here to, enjoy learning and come back to build body key business in Nutrilite. And I think that is also another beautiful aspect of Amway business. You you can imagine that many people spend a lot of time and money to get this kind of degree or certificate to start their career. But for us Amway people, we go there when we already finish our career. Isn't that amazing? I think we have to appreciate the opportunity that we have. This is her, me hiking, doing things together, enjoying the world, uh, to be able to distinguish the difference between fishing and catching fish. This was the trip that I went out in the Pacific Ocean with a good friend, very good friend of ours, the Crown Ambassador, Founders Crown Ambassador from Japan, the Hamamotos. We went out to the high seas the whole day, learning how to fish. But we come back after 10 hours with zero fish. And then the founder Crown Ambassador told me, Bobby, we are here to fish, not to catch a fish. You need to learn and understand the difference between fishing and catching fish. I think this is a very beautiful philosophical knowledge that he shared with me. And I want to share this with you too. In Amway business, it's very important that we need to learn to know that we are fishing. We are not just to catch the fish. And many times we might use that term to find the leader, find the dragon. But at the end of the day, we cannot choose who is going to be the dragon. You have to be in the state of mind to go out into the open sea for a long term. And you will know that by your own hard work and effort and technique and knowledge, fish will eventually come. That is a higher mindset than fixing your mind in getting the result that you want and be worried and stressed out from not seeing the result as you expected. Okay, so being in the state of mind of fishing is far more successful and worthwhile than trying to catch a fish. So skydiving, soccer match, basketball match, and this one, okay. I'm also not a very good sports guy. I just go out with my friends, my downline leaders, and people who wanted to go. It happens to be that this is Kobe Bryant's last game for the Lakers in LA. And honestly, I don't know who Kobe Bryant was during that time. Only when he passed away, then I realized how big he was in basketball. And when I get a little bit older, I think probably like 35, and that's why I'm telling you that nature will get you back. Sometimes you might wonder, oh, Bobby, why are you talking so much about something that is so far-fetched? Well, it's not far-fetched. It's something ingrained in all of us. But if you don't feel it now, don't worry. Do what you have to do with your life. Sooner or later, nature will call you out and go back to get in touch with nature. And that happens to me too when I decided to go learn Ayurveda, which is Indian traditional ancient way of self-therapy, and choosing food, cooking food in an Ayurvedic way, and come back to enjoy Ayurvedic food at home. I think these are things that also a very big part of my life during the past 7 years. And Nuchi also loved doing yoga. I also love yoga too. And we decided that, okay, why not become more professional in yoga and learn in both theory, technicality, and also practicality. Nuchi is more practical when it comes to teaching yoga, but somehow she wanted to learn more about it. So she asked me to go along, and I planned that, okay, I'll go to Sri Lanka with her. And I will spend time enjoying Sri Lanka while she attend the class. Then I decided that, okay, why not? I'm already with her. And she said it's going to be in English. So she wanted me to be there by her side because she understands perfect English. So I told her I'll join her. So I end up having a certificate and become a yoga instructor, Kundalini yoga instructor as well. But we never practice in terms of teaching other people. But instead, we come back and teach our own downlines. It is both meditation and also physical therapy and also one-pointedness. So this thing is good for health, well-being, wellness, and as well as to stay focused in every business. So last thing is another part that my wife enjoy doing is music therapy, vibration therapy, and it's part of very niche thing that back 20 years ago I never even imagined in my life that I will be, one day doing all of this. So I finished my presentation here and just want to share with you last thoughts. Today, what I share with you, the leaders in Malaysia, is not just motivation, but I pointed out earlier that this is a fundamental thing. And by understand what I told you about how inside of you works outside, it's inside out, not outside in. If you be able to understand this now, you will no longer need outside motivation. But that doesn't mean that outside motivation from your upline, from events is not important. It will be important, but not crucial for you because you're going to be the one who go out on the stage and in turn give the motivation to other people. Those people who always, empty inside, they don't have their own motivation or they don't have their own inspiration. They will need something to fill in all the time. And when they don't have that, they thought they don't have nothing. No. But in fact, if you are always full inside, you know what you're doing. You will be the one who radiate and send out this energy to your group. And it will be contagious business. And Amway will be done automatically. Have you ever wondered why some leaders seems to do Amway so easily, so effortlessly? In fact, nobody do Amway effortlessly. They have to put in the effort, okay? It might look easily, okay? But it is true that some people doing Amway, but they don't have too much stress. They enjoy it, and it seems to have result. All the time, every time they decided to do, they move up. Nobody knows the secret. And the closest thing that I can share with you is what I have just shared with you for 1 hour and 15 minutes. By getting back to this, you will be able to build Amway business in the way that you want and enjoy the success and enjoy the journey as well as the destination in Amway business. In the future, we will be able to have time to meet in person in the future. And I thank you for having the opportunity to be sharing with you today. And I just want to say one more thank you to your group and the person who contacted me. I have never met her. Probably I met her in the old days. I don't remember. But this is a time that we spent together in the past 2 months preparing this sharing. I want to say thank you to EDC Candice. Thank you very much for being patient with me and being in touch with me. And thank you, every one of you. All the best. Bye-bye.